Welcome back to Pirate Adventures, where we left off. The lovely crew sent Lenton Tunmouth to his resting place, and in return were gifted with information and this very ship. Now, it was ragged and in ruin, and now it seems to be all new again and lovely, so in case you guys want to explore that, there's an option now. But, what are we all doing? Kethra is holding the key. You're still at the top, the quarter deck, and the suns have risen, and Linton Tunmouth has disappeared before you.
Gruzeel's, I think, just in a general just amazement as what just happened. Like, oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
I don't know about you guys, that was a first for me.
I've never had that happen before.
Yes, what did I tell you all about being diplomatic and kind to the spirits?
You're right, Tim.
Paid off.
I was apprehensive at first, but you were right.
It's amazing what happens when Zoro doesn't say anything.
Yep.
It's very true.
No one to fuck it up there.
I wonder if this transformation came with any cargo.
Yeah, I'll probably head straight to the stock room, inventory room.
While we're
and
all
at the bottom.
together, I don't know if it'd be best to do this when Haiss is back, but Tim would mention the ship needs a captain.
I think we'll save that for when.
Save that back, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do some exploration first quickly. So
Yeah.
what does everybody want to explore? So
I'm
Alarias, you're going to the lower decks to check out the cargo.
going to go down and check out the chest.
You're going to check out the chest.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I've got the key to the chest.
You do have the key. You managed to swipe the key first, so
I think I would join Kethra.
okay. Tim?
Cargo,
Would I join
please.
Kethra? Yeah, I'll join Kethra.
We're all going to the same
And you're
place.
going to go to
Especially-
cargo as well. So you're pairing up.
Yeah,
And we're going to assume that Zoro's just so amazed about what just happened, he's now napping.
He's probably gone into the hammock in the captain's quarters or something. I don't know.
Now napping. Maybe.
Can we say he's on the helm at the moment because no one.
Yep, fair point. On the helm. I mean, you guys could weigh anchor if you wanted to.
Okay, would we want to head our way back to the
Yeah.
colours?
Have Zoro bringing it
Is
round.
that in and out? In IC or out OC?
I say we're going back to the cutlass, right? We want to get our.
Yeah.
I guess we should.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't just ditch them.
Zoro says, we have to go back to the captain.
Does,
Yeah, we have information to report.
does this ship
Look-
even have a name?
Bloodblade's a nice guy and all, but I wouldn't want him as an enemy. And
Gruzeel will sort of peer over the side of it, like towards the back of it, to see if there's like a name inscribed on it in anywhere.
You can't see a name inscribed on it. Are you peering just to the back, or are you peering forward
so,
as well?
So it would be more like I'm over here. Oh, sorry, probably up here. We're over here, looking left and right, sort of down left and right across the ship.
Yeah, you don't see a name on the back, and you're sort of like that. That's what usually gets done, but perhaps maybe this ship is famous enough not to need a name at the back.
Doesn't have
Tell
a
you
name
what.
on it.
So, Gruzeel, we'll check out this chest,
Yeah.
and then we'll if there's any documentation, it's going to be in the captain's quarters.
That's true.
So let's check out this chest, and then we'll go check out the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Sorry, Arthur. Just out
Yep.
of character.
Yeah,
I don't know what part of the ship is called, but on the very, very front, there's normally like a statue of something.
a
Is
figurehead.
there anything? Yeah, is there anything like that?
Okay, when you go to check it out, before there wasn't really anything. Maybe there was something there before and it crumbled away, but now you can see there is a skeleton, and like a slave sort of holding a really heavy thing is holding the I don't know what it's called, but the big sort of rod that comes out of the ship.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing to say, but yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a skeleton kind of holding it like it's on its shoulder, sort of extending out, and its rib cage very extended forward.
Nice. Any? I suppose I'm not there. Never mind.
So I guess the theme is skeletons. I think we should call it crossbones, guys.
Oh, after the captain? Nah.
Yeah, in his memory.
Nah.
I mean,
So-
yeah.
I think we'll get to the naming thing. I think.
We'll
'cause
see,
that's
see
gonna
what
be-
their name says later.
Yeah.
Alright, let's check out this chest.
Okay, so you guys are splitting up. Zoro's.
Gruzeel's gonna obviously he's got his scimitar away, but he's gonna have his shield like up. He doesn't trust some
Okay.
weird, creepy ass.
As you guys are
random
going to be
chest.
walking down the deck, we'll start with the chest opening first.
I'll do the honours, shall I?
I'm just gonna stand back here in case it's booby trapped or some other freaky shit.
The guy gifted it to us. It's not going to be booby trapped.
Yes, a dead man randomly just gives us a chest,
You said it. Yeah, you said it was a gift.
and it hasn't been raided by anybody else.
So? It's because no one else was as good as us.
Okay.
So I'm going to unlock it.
Are we gonna be behind Kethra? Hold the shield up.
Thanks.
Okay, you hear on the padlock.
Gonna gingerly, just for dramatic effect, with Gruzeel behind me, just lifting it ever so slightly. I'm gonna try and peer in to see into it first.
Roll a constant. No, I'm joking. As you lift the lid, you look in. It's quite empty. You can only see a bag in there.
Did it explode? Are you okay?
I'm fine, Gruzeel. Okay. Just she'll slide her hand and go
What happened?
Got,
What happened?
got you.
Oh,
You thought it was a mimic. Ha.
funny.
What's in this? What's in this bag?
Are you looking in the bag?
Yeah, I'll tip it. I'll tip the bag so it falls into the chest.
Tip out the contents.
I believe.
The bag of holding is just gonna have like loads of shit.
I believe the way this would work. Suddenly, gold coins start falling out of it, and then a katana falls out of it with the
Whoa.
gold.
Yes.
And this
Is this-
katana.
Is this katana like bigger than the bag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, by that point I'll stop and be like, wait.
How did what? How does that work?
I think this is a bag of holding.
Bag of holding. I mean, all bags hold things. It's a bit of a stupid name. That's like saying it's a ship of floating.
But can you do this? And like put a whole arm in so it goes up to like her shoulder.
When you go in, Kethra, are you thinking about grabbing anything, or do you just go in?
I'm trying to prove the point that it's like better than it's the bag that holds things.
When you chuck your entire hand in there, you feel kind of like a weightlessness to your hand suddenly, and then you feel like change of gold coins flowing around your hand.
Blimey.
There's a lot in it.
There's a lot of gold in there.
So I take my hand out and put see look. I'll open it up so Gruzeel can see more. And so what do we actually see when we actually look inside?
You see this empty space when you look inside, and things just kind of spread out between there. Some things are kind of a collective of objects like the gold coins, and they're kind of clumped together but floating a little bit. And you also see a silver badge, kind of like a shield badge. It's a very small, kind of like what a cop shows people. That's that sort of size. And then you can also see that there is no. The sword came out, so no. So you just see this floating gold clump, and this badge also floating round. And this pocket dimension is, fairly large. It's almost a room.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, I remember some people I used to travel with. They had a bunch of these.
See,
It looked
it's
a bit
better.
different, but similar concept.
It's better than a shipper floating.
That's true. Although I don't think it fit a ship.
Probably not, but it could probably fit a few things. It's how does
Do you
it?
think we
So
could fit Zoro in there?
what? Leave him with the guard? I don't think so.
Oh, you take the gold out. Oh yeah.
Potentially. How much gold has roughly come out in proportion to how much gold is left? Is it like half and half? 10% gold is out, and
I'd say probably a little under half from your eye gauge
Could I
has come out.
eye up the amount that fell out and just kind of gauge roughly how much it is? Because I'm not going to obviously know the exact number because it's counting.
It's in the hundreds.
Okay.
You reckon, gold wise?
and so
I'm not
I'm
going to
gonna-
give
I'm
you the
gonna-
number unless you
I'm
count
gonna-
it.
No, exactly. no,
I'm gonna
fine.
guess. I'm gonna guess it's about 1,000 gold in there.
That's a lot of gold.
Give or take for about 1,000 gold. But between what's come out and what's in the bag still. What about the sword then?
So this sword is a blackened steel, and its guard is a lotus flower that is also blackened. It has a red material strap around a white leathered handle underneath, and the pommel is silver.
You can tell that Zoro's going to be after this one.
Shall we say the captain gets the sword?
Guess.
As in, whoever we vote as captain gets the sword.
Oh, I see. I guess it depends if it makes sense to the person. Like, I don't really think Alarias would have much use for a sword.
He'd be useless.
Tim's
Probably
kind
like
of
to have
more
it
of a
though.
Tim's more of a kind of basher than he is like. a
Well,
slicer.
at least the captain chooses who gets the sword in that case then.
And also, I don't think the badgers are going to be using swords either. So, because it's only
Yeah,
fair
but
they helped us.
They're not an actual crew member.
Well,
They're
they helped.
god.
They helped. So
They help, and you're the creature that you can produce. That they are very helpful. I would agree, but as of now, they're not here. They don't get share of the gold. But shall we say, just out of fairness, that whoever gets voted as captain gets to decide what to do with the sword.
can the badger at least be nominated?
The mascot.
Right, if you can get a badger out of that bag right now, then yes.
Could I give it a go?
Technically, the charges is Dawn. Charges have re-established. While that's happening, though, the cargo downstairs.
I'll roll that.
So what you guys see, if you go to the bottom part of the map, is you essentially have this hallway. All these barrels are pristine, and this hallway of decking in between them is fairly pristine as well. You have the silverish grey box I've put is like a cage in between all the barrels, and it's essentially your brig. And at the end, there's another sort of compartment, like a deck-walled compartment area that is, the dunny.
Always good to have one.
Always needed.
Yeah.
So roughly, on average, are we pretty well stocked up?
All the barrels are empty.
So no.
Oh.
Another reason to go back to the colours.
Oh shit. So, completely empty barrels. We've got the brig, the dunny. Anything else in terms of supplies?
In terms of supplies, you see that you're well stocked with sails, wood, spare. You've got some like varnish and oil for lanterns and stuff like that. That food and other such provisions aren't there.
It's a awful lot in the ship, and okay, that's cool. And you said we do have. Do we have cannon? I forgot what they call it.
Ballistas.
You have
Just
ballistas
And mangonels.
Okay.
Do a ballista bolts.
and mangonels. Mangonels.
Is there any ammo for any of that?
So the ammo is actually in the armory, which is above, but we can say you just popped your head in, and there's plenty of ballistas. There's a few. I mean, they are basically cannonballs for the mangonels, aren't they? Kind of catapult balls, whatever you want to call them. But ammo for the mangonel is there. Not a huge amount, but enough for probably a good couple minutes of combat, let's say.
Okay. And that's that middle. That's that next layer. This layer, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
So this is your armory. If any of you guys want to write on this to make notes on what things are, the whole thing is, as this is your ship, if you want to shift stuff around, it's your ship. So if you want to label things and move stuff around, I'm giving you that right.
Where would other
But-
crew sleep, by the way?
So there are just hammocks in this
In
section,
the middle bit. Okay.
just sort of around, similar to the Cutlass. Hammocks being around here, but not similar to the Cutlass is that these officer quarters are all kind of in a row together and have their own shared room, and there isn't a bed in the captain's quarters, which is unlike the Cutlass as well. Also, Alarias, from your experience going into the Cutlass's cargo area, that it is a much shorter deck. You've got a lot more space down here. It seems like the decks have been more spread out for a taller ship, meaning you could use this lower area for something else if you should so wish.
Okay, or more space for supplies. I
Or
guess
more
we could
space for supplies as well.
Stack the barrels.
Is there a bar?
There is no bar.
That's what that's for.
Is there a communal area, or is that
There's
just
a-
by the beds?
I mean-
and stuff?
Someone's put loo here, but that is the kitchen,
Oh.
or was the kitchen.
My bad.
Over,
Is the loo
I'll move it over
bottom?
here.
Yeah,
Donnie's at the end.
that's weird. You have to go all the way to the bottom.
Well,
Or
I mean,
you-
you've got
hang
two
off the side
choices.
of the
You're up
ship.
top, you hang off the side, or you're at the bottom
Yeah.
of the ship, you go to the dunny.
Sure.
If you're working on the cargo and you need to go, I wouldn't want to make you go all the way up.
Fair enough.
Oh, Sonny.
Oh,
That's as
Alright.
it is initially.
fair enough.
These are bedrooms.
Oh, they're bedrooms.
Yeah.
They're the officers' quarters.
They're officer quarters.
How many? Oh, there's 4.
And then there's a hammock in the captain's room. In the
And
captain's
there's a
Um,
hammock in the captain's
I'm
room.
just gonna put my backpack in one of the rooms. Just straight away.
On the way through. Tim, what are you doing on this little search around?
Thanks.
I wanted to inspect the cargo, but it doesn't sound like there's much to inspect.
Well, yeah, as I said, you've got stuff for maintaining the ship, but there's no supplies for the crew or a crew.
I think try to understand the weapons on the deck, because these aren't things that Tim would have any skill with. He presumably wouldn't be allowed near them on the Cutlass.
Okay, so are you gonna load it and try to fire
No,
it?
no, God no. Just
No, you're
inspecting
just trying to understand how it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
Roll
would
an
the
invest-
normal? I wonder where the normal crew would be then. Would the normal crew be in the middle one or the bottom
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So hammocks just
Oh, hammocks
around
here.
here,
So here.
similar to the Cutlass. There
So
are
this
just
is the
hammocks.
normal. This is the normal
A
course.
rolling offer.
Alright.
Yeah, roll an investigation.
Crew
14.
area.
14. Kind of think you remember a time where you and your brother were younger and you wanted to prank some of the village elders and stuff, and you found some string and you found like a piece of wood and you made sort of like a slingshot, and you feel like these work in a similar kind of way, but it's a lot bigger and it has like a very singular thing to fly out, and it looks like it would need 2 people to work it, someone to load and someone to aim and fire it.
Gotcha.
And as Zoro is here, might as well just ask him what's he up to now that the ghost just disappeared. We've had you at the helm, basically turning the ship back towards the Cutlass.
Yeah, I'll stay on the helm because I want to make sure we get back to the Cutlass. So I'll
Cool.
just keep steering towards there.
Cool. So he's going to steer. Yeah, so will Alarias and Tim just sort of go back up after that, I'm assuming?
Yeah, unless there's any sort of secret compartments that we can try and find.
Roll investigation check.
Mm.
I'll do the same then.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Ships have been known to have secret compartments.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, especially if it's a spooky old pirate ship.
21.
21.
What's that bottom room underneath the kitchen? I haven't got a
That
label.
is another store area.
Storage. Storeroom.
It's probably an easy storeroom for food.
Cool.
For the cook.
What was that? The larder?
And I'm
That's
going
the
to
larder,
send you a
isn't it?
message.
Oh.
Is that larder?
Yes, larder is a good shout.
Thanks, Tom. I wouldn't have even said that.
Ooh, secrets. Right, shall I roll for this
Secret.
badge? Shall I roll for the badger?
Yeah, you roll for the badger.
I love it.
Yeah, if you make the badger, then the badger.
Oh, it's a D8, sorry, not D6.
Badger becomes captain.
Yeah, can you imagine?
No, not captain. But it's in line for the sword.
I didn't get. I got the giant elk.
Bloody hell!
That's like I got the 8, so I got the best thing. Giant elk.
That thing just.
That's way bigger than a giant badger.
That is not a badger.
No, not a badger. It's an elk. Very, very big one.
That is certainly big.
Hi, elk. I don't know how big a giant elk actually is.
Shall we let the elk get accustomed to the ship, while we take this chest into the captain's quarters?
That might be
Just-
best.
Just in case the old bloodbeard sees the chest and wants in on it. You know.
Makes sense. I would probably not tell Zoro. 'Cause, you know,
We can tell him after the fact.
okay.
Once we've got ourselves situated away from the beard, we'll.
I mean,
Well,
what are we actually gonna do with this? I suppose do we have to give him the ship or?
Well, we'll get everyone back together and we can discuss what the plan is for all of us. But I'd like to sail it with you guys.
That'd be cool. I suppose there's nothing in the chest about the name.
No, it's just the items and the badge. Now we're in the captain's quarters. Is it worth looking around in the captain's quarters for paperwork?
Yep. You can look in the captain's quarters for paperwork. You'll find a captain's log in there, and you'll find out the name of the ship is called the Bonebreaker.
The Bonebreaker.
Sick.
That's cool.
Sounds a bit try-hard to me, to be honest.
Well, you know, Captain Crenulous Crossbones, he decided to make his own name up, so
It's a bit audacious.
it's not an easygoing kind of guy, is he?
Also, if his name was Crossbones and he made it Bone Breaker, doesn't that kind of insinuate that the ship's designed to kill him?
I didn't say he was a smart guy.
Well, it's a bit audacious, I'll give you that. But it's a very heavy bone theme on the ship.
Yes.
I appreciate the bone theme.
Oh, Tim. Haha. Hi. I guess Tim's back then. That's
Yeah, Tim
Tim's
came
back.
up to look at the ballistas,
He just
basically.
sneaks up behind.
Hey Tim,
I guess whoever, if we do end up having a new captain, they would choose the name because Bonebreaker's a bit shit.
We must have an election based around suggestions for the new name.
So, Alarias, are you going to go up then and just kind of...
Yeah, I will. I will show them all the letters.
Okay.
I found.
I suppose we should see what Crossbones decide. Not Crossbones, sorry. Bloodbeard decides.
Well, let's go. Let's see how close we are to the Cutlass. So I'll go back up to Zoro on the helm, so we could all kind of just discuss all together.
Okay, so when you all get up there, Alarias will get up there at the same time, and you're going to show them the letters then.
Yeah, I'll show them later.
So if you all take like a quick brief read through, these letters, I'm assuming you haven't shown them the other letters. Just the Crossbones ones.
No, I'll show them all.
All of them.
I
okay.
have enough trust in them now.
There's quite a few love letters from like
Ooh.
deckhands between each other.
Okay.
And then you find there are some letters from Crenulus Crossbones himself, and they seem to be like diary entries almost. And it starts with him sort of finding the scimitar on an island, and he begins to sort of yearn for the blade when it's not near him. And then another letter begins to sort of state that he's getting paranoid about crew. A few deckhands have been looking at his sword funny. And then like this starts to build and build and build until he's becoming a lot more paranoid about a lot of the other crew. And the final entry is, I've killed them all. Had to be done. I won't let them take her.
Huh.
Sounds like Mad King.
This dude needs to get a life.
That scimitar must be cursed then, right?
Probably.
That's-
Probably best not
Well-
to touch it.
We know it's a she now.
I mean, any more than a wolf ship, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not like, a sword has genitalia. I mean, unless you design it that way, and that's a whole separate thing.
I mean, he had some sort of deep connection with the scimitar. Maybe he was in love with it.
So I was going to say the
I don't know how
scimitar.
that would logistically work, but yeah.
The scimitar sounds like a mighty weapon.
Also, I don't want to touch
Get
it. If
A mightily cursed weapon.
Captain Crenulus was weak if he succumbed to the curse.
Don't think you get much choice for curses, Zoro.
Doesn't matter how strong you are, that magic can overtake you.
Indeed.
I'm not a man to be ruled by my swords.
I mean,
Yes, there
you
is no
don't-
purer love than that between a man and a weapon.
I mean, there are probably a few things, but okay.
So we see that we've found that they called this ship the Bonebreaker.
Shit name in it.
It's growing on me. Not gonna lie.
Cool.
But anyway, and there's in the chest that that Lenton gave us or gifted us, there was some gold and some other bits and pieces which we've left in the captain's quarters, which I think it's best to keep away from Bloodbeard.
Yeah, I think it should go towards his ship and getting supplies and upgrades and that sort of thing.
Agreed.
What is that? Sorry, I missed that.
Probably.
We're gonna keep the what we got from the chest away from Bloodbeard.
Mhm. Okay.
But what are your guys' thoughts about this ship?
I mean, technically,
I personally want to
Seems
sail it.
pretty sweet.
technically we have to hand it over to Crossbones, and it's up to him what he does with it.
At this point,
Who?
you all hear
Bloodbeard, sorry.
yelping and gargled noises from the side of the boat, because you've made it a fair way back towards. You've kind of turned all the way around, and you just hear, "Oi! Way out! Way out! Come on!"
Did we just crush into him?
Do we have to save him?
Traitors
He
should be
don't have to.
executed.
He was a
deserted
traitor.
us.
He was a
What?
coward and he did try to leave.
I think we
Then
should
we should
execute.
turn him in to
Let's-
Bloodbeard.
Yeah. Well, we do have a brig in the ship, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
chuck him in
we
the
don't
air.
want to have to
Danger.
feed him.
That's
Who
good.
says we have to feed him?
I was with this deliberating to save a drowning man.
I
He
Give
wouldn't
it-
be
shall we
speaking
give-
if he was drowning. Do not fall for his lies.
mean, we
Should we
should
give him to Bloodbeard?
probably help him.
Yeah, let's help him up.
So he's going to cross his arms.
So Gruzeel's gonna. Have we got any rope or?
Yes,
Actually,
you
I've-
have
I've-
loads of rope.
Oh yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
let down a rope and so he can get up.
Okay.
Is that if that works? If that's enough?
Yeah. He clambers onto it and he sort of slips a little bit and he's very gangly when he does it and he's like, bloody, oh, Jesus, those bone things, horrible, bloody horrible. Oh. He gets on and he's like holding his knees, leaning over it, and he's like, I don't know how you did it, but did you see the bone things? Oh my God, like they came at me and I was, brave and everything, fending them off, trying to protect that door that you guys were behind. And then I thought, you know what's smart? Bones, they sink, right? And I was like, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get them all off the ship. So I tried to do that, but I kind of fell in. And when I tried to clamber for the longboat, it wasn't there anymore. Don't know what happened.
We should execute you where you stand.
Yes,
What do you
didn't find
mean?
this for a minute.
I mean, he tried to help us. It seems a bit harsh to like punish him.
I was helping you
I
lot.
don't
Yes.
believe a single
I don't
word.
believe a word of this bullshit. You should
You
do.
geezers, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. A guy helps you out, deals with a bunch of bone creature things that are all meshed together, and what does he
You
get
don't
thanks?
know such
Nothing.
things.
Yeah, you didn't
Tell you
deal with
what.
anything. We had to fight them.
We battled
You were
them to the
outside the
death.
door. We would have heard you if you had fighting.
There were more of them.
So you ran off out of our earshot, fought a series of bone monsters, and then fell overboard.
I mean, he pretty much accurately described the things we fought, so he must have found it.
He's just
Yeah,
said
but we
bones.
saw one and legged it.
Tell you what, we'll give him to Bloodbeard, and let Bloodbeard decide his fate.
Come on, guys. Like, right. So there were these bone creature things, like multiple skeletons meshed into one thing, right? And
Look,
the
Johnny,
door slammed on me. I sort of thought, all right, you lot want your privacy, so I kind of took us a little step back, and I waited, and it sounded like you guys were just deliberating something in there, and I turned around, and these bone creatures were on the main deck with me, and they were horrible. They were crazy little oh God, terrifying. And I barged myself into them to get them over the banister side, and they fell in the water and they started sinking, and I swam round to get the longboat, get back in the ship, and longboat was gone.
You make me sick.
Is no one going to
Tell
do an
it to the
insight?
judge.
Is no one going to do an insight check?
I purposely don't want to believe him anyway. So
I don't believe
Gruzeel would believe him because of who he is.
Okay,
Man's a
four
traitor.
Johnny.
fingers. If you can swim to the bottom of the sea, get those bones, prove that the bones were there, then we might let you live.
Are you
I think that's
joking?
fair enough. That's
That's
fair
not
enough.
possible. What is this,
I want
bloody
you to go
witch?
down there now.
A
Off you
witch jury? This is ridiculous. What are you going to do? Burn me at the stake?
Yeah,
Weigh an
you need
anchor on my
evidence.
leg and sink me
We
down
will
to the
do
bottom, and if
whatever
I
it
swim out,
takes.
I'm a witch? What is
Evidence.
this?
well, we'll give you to Bloodbeard, and let's see what he decides your fate as. If he decides that you are a filthy coward, then you'll be dealt with as so. If he decides you are a hero, then you'll be dealt with as so as well. It's a fair bet. Let Bloodbeard decide. He's the captain, after all.
The
He's
captain of
our
this
crew.
ship.
He's the captain of us as the crew for now.
Right. Okay.
To be honest, do we need Bloodbeard to deal with someone like this? Or we can just do it ourselves.
Just as a member of his crew, I wouldn't.
I mean, while he's still part of his crew, it's his responsibility. Otherwise,
Look,
it's just
look,
kind of like.
look. I don't know about you lot, but I've noticed there's a certain change in this particular ship vehicle. It isn't exactly the same as it was before, and quite frankly, you all disappeared on me for a minute, so I don't know why you're getting upset.
I mean, we just
We
went
will
through a
ensure
door.
you have a fair
You
trial.
slammed the door on me.
It kind of did it itself.
Left me at my own bloody wits to take care of myself.
Why didn't you
you're
shout
outnumbered,
out?
So
In that
I
case?
did. Didn't you hear me?
This is bullshit. I didn't hear anything.
let's just see what the captain says. If he decides you're dead, then you're dead. I mean, what else can you do?
Oh, unbelievable. It's ridiculous. This is witch's trial, isn't it? Fucking ridiculous.
I mean, Bloodbeard's a reasonable man. I think you should be all right.
His name is Bloodbeard.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a sane man to you?
I mean,
Yes.
It's pretty sane, yeah. It's pretty sane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems pretty
that's-
sane to me.
It's alright.
He's
Right.
always been fair
It's a-
to
It's
us.
pretty chill.
Right, fine, whatever. Alright, fine, whatever. I saved all your bloody mugs from those skeleton things. Unbelievable.
I'll
Unbelievable.
put my hand on him and I believe you, don't worry.
Thank you, Dragon Man.
Gruzeel. My name's Gruzeel.
Thank you, Gruzeel.
He's got nothing. You got nothing to show for it, so I can't believe you.
So,
Do you
anyway,
think I put myself in the water for laughs? If I got in the longboat, I wouldn't have sunk myself.
He's got a point.
Well, let's see what the captain says.
Every word that comes out of
Who
your
are,
mouth
who
makes
are
me
we to
disbelieve you
pass
more.
judgment?
Pardon?
Who are we to pass judgment? None of us are the captain of the Cutlass. So
But we're gonna be
Alright,
alright.
alright, it's fine, fine. We'll have a proper jury, get the quartermaster involved, the captain, the whole deck. We'll have the whole thing, alright?
Okay.
sure.
Unbelievable.
Alright, so do we pull back up onto the Cutlass?
You are now, yeah, probably approaching round to the Cutlass, side by side. Are you going to weigh anchor?
Is the Cutlass
Yeah.
as well?
The Cutlass hasn't come out off of its anchor. It's held
Yeah.
there for the night.
We'll do the same thing.
Okay, question. Who's at the helm?
I'll go.
Zoro?
It's still
Zoro
Zoro.
still?
I think.
Yeah.
Zoro,
Gruzeel,
can you roll?
Gruzeel will be like on the side, like waving and calling to like the captain.
What do I
Can
have to roll?
you roll a sea vehicle handling check? If you don't have proficiency in sea vehicles, you don't have proficiency in this check.
Okay, I strongly suspect I don't have proficiency.
Very, very specific.
I have it.
Oh, well, there you go.
We're gonna base it on a survival check. But
Survival?
if you have proficiency in survival, you can't use your proficiency. If you're
Okay,
not proficient in sea vehicles.
So am I basically rolling survival?
So
Yeah.
wisdom. So
Minus
basically, plus
proficiency
your
if you
wisdom,
have it.
basically.
So I don't. Okay, fine. Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
basically a wisdom check if you
Yeah.
don't have.
So
yeah.
12.
Thank you. I forgot what skill. I think it was.
12. 12.
12, sorry. Alright, you're a bit off centre, but you're kind of in line with the ship. I'd say
Okay.
you've probably gone this far, while the other ship's like, your back end's here, the back end of that ship is here, and you're kind of just a little uneven.
That's alright. I'll take that.
It's alright.
Close enough. You can get a board across, basically.
Put a plank across and walk. That's not too bad.
Elk, you stay here. I don't think the plank will support your weight.
Johnny's going to put his hands out and be like, alright then, cuff me, as I'm such a criminal to you bloody pirates, eh?
It's
We
fine.
don't need to
It's
cuff
fine.
you. Just
Come
chuck
on.
him in the brig.
You follow
I
me?
think. Yeah.
I used to like you.
Really?
He's pointing at Zoro.
I mean, that was a bad life choice, to be honest.
I fished you out of bloody water. I didn't start incriminating you, did I?
Mm. What would you incriminate me for exactly?
I don't know, swimming too bloody far, being a stupid idiot, swimming in the bloody massive ocean.
Alright, I'll roll insight for the first time on his bone story.
On
since he
on
did
his
say
bone
this.
story.
Yeah,
I'd say you have
Hey,
disadvantage because he's no longer telling it.
Yeah.
that's alright.
That's yeah.
So we'll just actually like think about it for the first time. Not very good. Insight. 5.
5.
Yeah.
Shit.
You are sure. You are sure. Looking back, thinking about it, you're like, how could he have known what those bone creatures looked like without seeing one? And yeah, why would he end up in the water? It's not like when you met him the first time, he had his own raft. He could set, and that wasn't as good as the longboat, and he didn't fall out of that thing. Doesn't make sense that he fell out of a longboat.
What's his name again?
Johnny.
Right, Johnny, I've done you a disservice. Okay, I believe you. Now I think about it, you're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
See,
So hold on a second here. Right. You were going to condemn me
Johnny,
when I told you
Johnny,
you were a crap swimmer.
Johnny.
Then I was all right.
Johnny,
Johnny, you're a
quit,
man of honor.
Quit while you're ahead.
Right. Thank you.
This is how you lose fingers.
Thank you, Gruzeel. Thank you, Gruzeel.
Johnny will be given freedom of the ship.
Whoa.
I mean, that's a
He
bit
did nothing
strong.
wrong. He did nothing
We'll,
wrong.
Well,
we'll put it down to a vote.
See
I
what the
think.
captain says.
He did nothing wrong. I'll vouch for him.
Zoro,
Let's just call the captain over and then just get it decided.
Technically, he's on trial.
No,
I mean,
he's fine.
you know.
He
But
didn't do
let's at least consider that at the very thankfulness I am, character witness wise, fair game.
it. He didn't do it.
Thank you,
I mean,
Zoro.
Well,
See,
It's not really
This-
Zoro's choice.
how is he
Yeah, it's not
the
Zoro.
smart one? Thought you were a wizard.
Captain! Hey, come in. Come on,
Thank you, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Um,
He's got-
Bloodbeard comes across and kind of sets the plank in place on his side. It's like, come on then, come aboard, tell us your tales.
Okay. Come on, Johnny.
News of the scimitar, is it on there?
No, afraid not.
We need the scimitar, Captain. I need the scimitar.
There's
Wait, hold on there, Zoro.
there's much we need to discuss.
Oh, yeah, of
first-
course.
First of which is that we have a deserter situation with Johnny here.
No, Captain.
Wait, I believe we just established that I am not actually... Okay.
Captain, he
Well,
fought
I
bravely. I have no
didn't-
doubt.
I didn't
I have no
establish
doubt.
Okay, hold on a second here. Kethra, speak, and then I'll hear from each of you whatever the hell the story was, if your story's different from Kethra's.
So we were on that ship, and the majority of us went into the captain's quarters at the time.
Aye.
And when we went in there, there was a skeletal figure. I want to say skeletal ghost. It was a weird dude. Anyway,
Ghost, you say?
Undead variety.
You lot
Yeah,
not been
back to
drinking over the night, have you?
no, it was definitely a guy that was dead, that was no longer alive, and he was in some form of death, undeadness, for sure. I think that's agreed across all of us, right?
Yes.
And then so we went in there while Johnny watched the door and watched our backs to make sure that nothing was going to spring up on us.
Aye, bits of vigilance, understandable.
So we talked to this spirit, and he looked a bit aggressive at first, but in the end he was quite alright.
Nice
He
man.
ended up being
Quite alright.
Yeah, he was a nice man.
he aged Tim a bit, but apart from that,
Oh, Jesus, Tim!
Yeah, we haven't quite figured out how to fix
What
that
by
one
the
yet.
ferryman happened to you?
He looks rougher.
He starts leaning in at Tim's face. Oh, blow me down.
Yes.
You're telling me that the ghost... What? Made him old?
Pretty much.
It was a horrible transformation.
we
Oh,
believe
Jesus, stop talking.
we believe it might be reversible, but we're not quite sure.
We need some magic people.
Right.
I'm not sure Alarias remembers his enough magic.
He does a whistle. Linter! Linter starts running up. Yes, Captain. You ever see something like this before? And Linter looks from the captain, looks at Tim, and is like, no.
What gives them foul, disgusting magics?
Ah, ooh,
Maybe the goblin one, that witch way woman. might
it
know
seems
something.
to have right. No, Captain. No, I've never seen anything like it before. It would take some experimentation, perhaps, to try to figure out how to deal with it.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, in medicine, sometimes you have to go through danger to make some discovery on how to help people better.
Why don't we just
Well, what
ask the witch way woman?
Well, she may be a potions master, but she's no healer.
Yeah, but if you're experimenting with age, you could go too far. Old, too young.
I reckon
Yes,
we'll turn
yes,
him
I
off
think
outside
I
as
think
well.
perhaps
Turn him into a
maybe
baby.
maybe you're right in that regard. I'm not my expertise, Captain. Perhaps after our current task. Oh yes, our current task. Any news on our current task as it wasn't on board?
Ah, right. So I'll tell him a story. Yeah. So the thing dude, the ghost dude, made Tim old, and the guy went into me for a bit, and when we came out of the captain's quarters,
What do you mean went into you?
Oh,
Yeah,
see, some ghosts can possess other people.
You were possessed.
temporarily.
More like, imagine like someone's riding a horse. It's kind of like that, but a ghost.
A lot of the deckhands back away slightly.
That is the worst analogy.
It's okay. The guy's gone. Anyway, long story short, the guy we were able to resuscitate the ship, and now it's all brand new. But anyway, we came out of the captain's quarters, and Johnny here was nowhere to be seen.
He was defending us, Captain. You have my word on
Alright,
this.
alright, let me tell.
I'm sure of it.
And then we can listen to Johnny's bit. But so we came out of the captain's quarters. Johnny was gone. We checked there was no longboat anymore. So, and then once we resolved the ship, we were sailing back over here to the Cutlass, and then we found Johnny was swimming across, and we were able to drag him back in. And
So why was he swimming if he had a longboat?
I don't know. I'm just telling you how it is, Captain.
Oh, well, he never came on board this ship overnight. It's a long night to spend in the water.
I mean, we went into the water. We got attacked by weird coral people. Well, they're coelinth.
Oi, Colin.
So, I mean, he probably would have been killed by something like that if he was in there for a long period of time.
Right then,
Fighting
Johnny.
for our safety.
Would you like to explain your side of this story then? Absolutely, Captain. Right. So, I was there, vigilant as ever. They asked me to come into that captain's quarters. I began to follow. Slammed the door on me, they did. Had no choice. Was looking around, thinking, right, at the very least, keep my eyes open. And then these weird bone creature things came out from the lower deck. Started coming at me. Well, I was on my own. Started slamming the door for them. Not a peep. Don't know if they couldn't hear me for some weird ghost reason or whatever. But they didn't come calling. So I was like, right, think with your head, Johnny. Think with your head. And I did. And I was like, bones sink. So I barged this mound or group of skeletal things into the water until eventually I myself fell in. Now I swam round looking to get into the longboat, get back on the ship, and the longboat was gone. And then, even weirder, at some point during the night, moon went under the clouds, the ship disappeared. I was stuck. I was looking round, I couldn't find anything. Found a rock for a minute, held on to that for a little while, and then I came back in the water and the sun started rising and then the ship appeared again. So I started calling for help and then they eventually helped me up. Started calling me a criminal, deserter. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Captain.
He seems honest to me.
It all makes sense to me.
Yep. An honest man is Johnny Four Fingers.
Can I roll insight then?
Yeah, you can roll
After he's
inside.
told the whole story. I got +4. Oh, 21.
For anyone on insight?
Yep.
Okay. You are confident that he's giving you the truth.
Well, didn't expect that.
Oh,
I just thought
okay.
he was lying.
Okay. I kind of hoped he was lying now.
You can still tell us he's lying.
Okay, after you put it like that, Johnny, well, you put the whole story together, it does make sense.
Oh, so now you are the smart one. See, Captain, this is what I mean. This is unbelievable.
Johnny,
Oi, oi, oi.
Johnny. Remember what I said.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, right. Thank you, Gruzeel. You're like the angel on my shoulder, mate. Unbelievable. Great, lovely.
You're welcome.
I believe you as
Oi.
well. What's this about?
I don't know what an angel is though, but okay.
All right.
You're gonna do me
Okay.
like that, Johnny?
I didn't say you weren't my best mate, mate. Just saying, he's a good conscience.
I don't like you talking to other people.
Oh, God.
All right, mate. I'm a free agent. All right. We haven't. Nothing like that's happened.
Sorry, you're getting jealous there.
Wow.
Bloodbeard kind of steps in and goes, "Oh, okay. Well, your story checks out. We had a lookout looking for you the entire night, and the ship did disappear. Disappeared for a while. Thought you were gone. Decided we were going to wait around for another night, see if you appeared back again. Send someone else over. And then you turned up this morning. So,
Thank you for
quite
sticking
hard
around.
to say he's wrong in that regard.
Trustworthy and honest individual.
Did you say any of these skeletal things that he's speaking of?
Yeah, we killed one.
We battled it.
I killed it, actually.
I mean,
We all contributed, Zoro, and there's
Yeah,
no
Jesus.
individual.
There were some other people there, yeah. I agree.
Oh, okay. The point is, most of what he's saying could be true and there's too much possible conjecture. The way I see it, if he's done anybody wrong, it might be you lot. So at the first sign of him possibly doing anything else wrong, you get the first 30 lashes.
Yes,
I mean, that's probably not really necessary, but
this seems fair.
Well,
Why?
the,
What are we lashing him
Lashes?
with?
What kind of a ship is this? Is this the Middle Ages?
yes.
You see how he complains.
Do
You
we have
must
a
keep
Middle
him as part
Ages?
of your crew.
don't worry, I'll lash you with string.
Oi, what do you mean, my crew, Tim?
Oh,
What I mean, he isn't allowed on our new ship.
Tim, Jesus Christ, can you not wait?
Right, let's deal with the other information that the captain.
God damn it, Tim.
Right. How about we go step by step? Now I'm interested. What's this about a new crew?
Well, I mean, what happened with the spirit? He gifted us the ship.
It
Oi.
killed you again.
By some magical means that I'm not sure what, we worked with the spirit to restore parts of the ship, and we were able to lay the spirit to rest.
We were very
And-
respectful.
And as part of that, the spirit gave us. It said, what did he say? He gave it left it in our hands. And so, I think the consensus across us is at least that we would like to honour the spirit's wishes and form a crew of our own. If that's fair by you, the captain. We decided not to really discuss it any further without talking to you first, because we wouldn't want to abandon our obligations to you first.
Want to abandon. Makes sense.
Think
Can't
of
Honourable
it-
we still
that
want to work
is.
with you?
A lot of
think of it as
people
a-
would have just sailed off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Try
Plus,
to
I mean-
run.
Plus, some of my gear's here, and I don't want to leave that.
Oh, you were doing so well. Persuasion roll, please.
While he's doing that, Zoro's going to cross his
Oh, I'm
arms
honest.
and say, I'm your man, Captain. I didn't sign up for this.
Think of it
Oi.
like an extension.
If the captain gives the order, then I'll join a second crew. But otherwise, my place is here.
Now, the way
I'll be
crews
honest.
work is they're volunteers of service. So I suppose I'll say one thing now. The only people you're going to have on board is those who choose to follow you on a new ship. Now, why don't we ask? And he turns to the rest of the crew and he suddenly goes, would everybody like to put their hand up in the air for those who would like to leave my crew and join this new one? And he turns and you look out. Tumbleweed. Nothing.
Kintan goes up.
Captain, you hired us. You asked us to join your crew in the first place.
Aye, but you came of your own accord, didn't you?
As in the need to double up to make a second crew of your own. We've just expedited this for you.
I am not claiming that that ship should be mine. It's pirate code. If the captain has not commanded it and the crew have found themselves another ship by other means, it's theirs to do with what they please.
It's only
Pirate code. What I am saying.
I don't. Does he sound disappointed?
Insight check. You're trying to get a specific emotion to see if you can. Oh, not insight
I'm
check.
just trying to gauge. I'm trying to just gauge his emotions of it.
He's not.
Because from the message that I'm getting as from the IC conversation is that he seems somewhat disappointed that he didn't find the ship himself, and that it's because we knew that he was hiring or getting a crew together to do this exact thing.
Yeah, you sort of see there's a little flicker of not necessarily jealousy, but kind of envy that you found a ship before he did.
It's understandable, I guess.
It's
Nice.
more of a little thing of just like it's more of a slight frustration, I suppose, that you're getting from him. That's like, damn, I really wanted to be the one to find the ship and then have like a fleet of my own,
Plus,
set of
this
ships.
ship's bigger than the Cutlass, isn't it, as well?
Size-wise, yes.
I mean, I'm
Definitely cooler.
personally as
It's a
I don't-
matter of opinion.
I don't feel Captain. We could still be allegiant to you as Admiral.
Go on.
Admiral Bloodbeard sounds very cool.
It does have a ring to it.
Yes.
There's a little smirk on his lips.
I mean, the spirit gifted us this ship, certainly, but I joined your crew, and I can't speak for like the others, but maybe for Zoro he seems to be in line with thinking, but we are your crew. If this ship was to sink wasn't here, we would still want to be part of your crew, and I think that would still be the case if we had the ship and still want to be attached to you, because let's be fair, you've been doing this a long time. We would definitely be beneficial to your experience.
I and you all feel this way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Captain, I think this can work in your favour. 2 ships is better than 1. We could have two ships going after the enchanted weapons, cursed weapons.
And we
I
can spread-
already
we can
knew
sp-
that my
we can spread the
plan was to have 2 ships, so I suppose this just heightens them a tad. However, my plan was to have Salvador captain the new ship, but Salvador nor I were the one to earn that ship. You did. And while you haven't been on my crew for long, you've brought bountiful boons and interesting things for this certain point in travel. So I'll say this. If you should choose to be the crew on your new ship, vote yourselves captains, quartermasters, and then those make the others officers, and whichever way makes fit, I will guide you with that. If you swear loyalty to me, I shan't make you do it, but it'll be good in the time of battle to be able to call on you. So, I suppose my accord is, you take your new ship, you take anyone who volunteers to be part of your service, and I will call on you if I need you.
Can that
But
kind
apart
of
from that,
can that work both ways? Like if we're like in trouble.
no.
Oh,
Well, no. Quite frankly, if you get yourself into your own stupid trouble, that's your own stupid fault. I will probably call on you before the trouble starts happening, because I realise that I need more ships.
I see.
Would we also be able to have a share of some provisions, Captain? Admiral.
Admiral. I mean, there's
Oh,
no
I
point
like
having.
the sound of that. Admiral Bloodbeard.
I mean, we could go and spread the name of Admiral Bloodbeard, you know, instill fear into your enemies.
I
I'm
wouldn't
sure
worry
that,
about that. I already got it.
I'm sure that'll be a
Okay.
fanciful boon to your bounty as well.
That's true.
I could spit in the fleet knowing that another ship is amassing. Alright. I'll tell you what. You'll take the provisions that were meant for however many crew you take on for the rest of the month, or a couple of months of travel. You can take your things, and I'll gift you your shares of the gold and treasures we found early to take on board your new vessel.
Thank you, Admiral Bloodbeard.
Thanks, Admiral. That's
Oh, I like the sound of that. Now,
it's a mighty fair accord.
I will say one thing. Johnny. Oh, yeah, Captain. Oi. Being that those over here feel like you may have done them wrong,
Only Kethra
Oi.
and Alarias do.
Captain, he didn't do it.
right,
Just know it.
the point I'm making is, for those that have feel wronged, seems only fair that you join their ship. Oh, no.
He was
No.
saying you.
Oh, I'm not going with people who have told me I'm a criminal.
I mean,
Think of it as bringing back their trust.
He's dead weight.
Admiral, I wouldn't want to deprive you of such a talented person
Oh no,
on your
I
crew.
think I'm quite alright, thank you.
I think he's welcome aboard personally. What do you think, Zoro?
I'm staying with Bloodbeard, so.
Oh, how about you, Alarias?
Oi.
I mean, we need someone to clean the dunny, so as always,
That's a
helpful.
very.
Oh, no,
good
come on, they're
point.
gonna make me clean the dunny. Oi, they are.
Gotta work your way up.
True.
That's punishment for your crimes.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's
And he
okay,
kinda,
it's
like-
okay, Johnny. We can share the responsibilities.
Johnny looks down and is like visibly hurt, and he sort of hears Gruzeel say this, and he looks up and he just puts a four-fingered hand on your shoulder and goes, "Bloody hell, mate! You're remarkable, remarkable."
If Dragonborns could blush, I probably would be right now. But you know, if the scales, it doesn't change colour.
Oi, now, as you can see by the obvious situation with my crew, not many of them are gonna go under the name of a banner of no offense or anything, but nobodies. Tends to be that you get more volunteers when you're more famous.
I mean, could I try and, like, you know, I've gotten chummy with some of the deckhands, you know, doing work with them. I was going to have a word with them, maybe see if they would like to come and, you know, do things and, yeah.
Do as you please. I don't hold anyone here against their will.
Okay.
Would you at least be able to announce that wasn't as intimidating, Captain? Because it felt like kind of before that you were kind of saying that they could go but not go at the same time.
He scowls at you for a minute and he's like, "What are you saying about my tone?"
Well, before we agreed our accord, your call to arms for your new ship wasn't really that much of a call to arms.
Right, alright, fine. To the quarterdeck, we shall make an announcement for the crew. All hands! For an announcement. And he starts walking up, Sabador behind him, and a couple of the other officers.
Does Salvador look mad?
No, Sabador's fine. Actually, he almost looks a little bit proud. So you get to the quarterdeck, and he stands sort of hands on the banister, looking out, and is like, "Right, it's faster than I expected, but we've managed to find a second ship, which has been my plan all along. Now, as these fine deckhands that I handpicked found this vessel, they are in need of a crew. Before they go off to find a full one, I would like to extend their offer to any of yous. If you feel like you might be happier on a new crew, fancy a new... Not everyone. Tim.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, as I was saying, they're in need of some crew. Before they have to go out and find more, I'll extend their offer out to all of yous. So, for those that wish to stay on the Cutlass, stand to the left, or the port of the ship even. Those who wish to go onto the... What's the name of your ship?
We haven't named it yet.
Bonebreaker.
Currently, it's at the Bonebreaker.
What is currently named the Bonebreaker, but apparently that's up for deliberation later on. Please stand to the starboard side of the ship.
I'll kind of like motion to like the deckhands, like huh, kind of thing.
I don't really feel like that's worthy of a persuasion check, so I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
I'll look at shit. What's her name?
Mellorin?
Mellorin, the crow's nest, and just give her a wink to see if she would.
She looks down at you and she's like,
Do any of the deckhands move?
they all go to the port side.
Okay, as they do that, I'll stand forward and say, deckhands, I've worked with you for some time. We've had some experiences, you know. This is a new...
You've insulted most of us!
Fuck. I'm sure we can get past that.
What's my name?
Can Gruzeel say his name?
Can... I probably can't even remember his name.
Gruzeel, roll a history check.
Okay.
Is this the one that Zoro has been taking the mic off?
Oh, funny.
Perhaps.
Do I recognise him?
Don't know, do you want to roll a history check?
Zoro doesn't really care.
I'll roll a history check then.
10.
Can't, it's like a J or a G, it's
Yes.
almost there, but you just can't quite get it. Alarias, what's your history check?
9. I'm not...
Again, same thing. J, G,
Probably
it's
sword
one of
in.
those noises.
I'm gonna say Jack. Just a random one.
I thought, see, I'm not joining the... See, God. And he steps even further port, more than he even could. Zoro, my question to you is, where are you standing?
So at this point, I'm going to turn to the rest of the group. I'm going to say to them, is this really what you want? You really going to strike out on your own?
Well, not really on our own, are we? We're
Yeah.
gonna be allegiant to the admiral still.
It's true, but seas of... I mean, far be it from me to dissuade you, but I'm afraid this is where we part ways. I signed up to follow Captain Bloodbeard, and me and him have a debt to settle. I can't leave the ship until the blood price has been paid.
Makes sense.
Well,
You're a bit
At
scared.
least you'd be
It's fine.
the strongest out of the us two of us on the Cutlass.
Well, I doubt that. I mean, you know.
Kind of like
deckhands are pretty strong.
spasm of like pain will like cross Zoro's face, but he'll step forward and hold his hand out to Kethra, and through gritted teeth, he'll say, "Kethra, you are a worthy opponent."
Oh, character moment, well done.
He looks very uncomfortable.
That's a big step.
Sure. It's been an experience, or
You can be honest, Kethra, but I hope that one day our paths cross again. I never like to leave a battle unfinished.
well, I'm sure there'll be plenty more.
Who knows? The sea's vast, but perhaps we'll cross paths again, especially if you are beholden to the captain. But as for me, and I'll look at Bloodbeard, the price was set many years ago, and I can't leave until it's been paid.
He looks at you. He just says, all right, I suppose. Well, that's one less for your crew then.
To be fair, Zoro doesn't really do
Zoro,
anything
never-
anyway, so I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
I
Kinda
never forget
relieved.
the time we spent together.
I'll go up to Tim and how tall is Tim? Is he like as tall
Tim's
as
short.
me? Tim short.
Tim is short.
All right, so Zoro will get down on a knee and say, "Tim, I think I'm going to miss you the most. You show the most promise out of this crew. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise."
We'll see each other again.
Yes, I'm sure we will.
I guess that we've got all that ale to drink between 4 of us.
Oh.
As if you guys could match me for ale.
Well, who knows? We're just gonna have too much of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Alarias, Gruzeel, it's been fun.
Yep. I will not miss that green hair. I will not miss bossing you about the ale, but
It's all right. Now the captain can give me the ale.
take it easy, Zoro.
That was actually Salvador's in place restriction. Yeah, that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I'll work around it. It's fine.
Wow.
Sure. Bloodwood basically gathers up a few deckhands and sort of sends them to go get the cargo, and he goes up to Alarias and sort of says, "Look, I know you lost your memory, but are you sure this is what you want?"
It's a tough decision. I've been with you guys for what I feel like has been a long time, but I can't remember it. Maybe I need to go make my own new memories on a new ship.
Mm.
I can
keep in
respect that.
touch.
We will. And he goes into his lapel, and he gets out kind of what looks like a paperclip, and it's kind of like a metal bookmarker thing. And he says, "You don't remember getting this for me. If you're in trouble, real trouble," and he's taken Alarias to one side, by the way.
Oh, okay.
If you're in trouble,
I'll go get my
real-
stuff in that meanwhile.
Yeah, okay. Real trouble. You write a scroll, letter, whatever else. Pin this on it, and you say Bloodbeard, and it'll send to me directly, and I'll come for you. There's plenty of times where you've saved for my skin. I ain't frightened of giving this to you.
Wow. I appreciate that a lot, Bloodbeard. Damn.
I don't have like a specific magic item in D&D Beyond or anything, so just put a note of like
Yeah, I'll put a
quick
note
ball
put
to
it down.
Bloodbeard or something.
Is it just pin it to the scroll? I don't have to write anything on it.
No, you just have to pin it and save his
Right.
last name.
Right on the scroll, obviously. Otherwise,
Yeah, right on the scroll. You
Instead
don't
of
want
a blank
blank
piece of
parchment. Right. Well, I know from experience that at least Alarias, and he's like regarding you all at this point, at least Alarias is familiar with the workings of a ship. In some cases, his memory's a little bit lost, so I'll relay it to you. You'll need a captain and a quartermaster. These will be voted by your total crew. At this point, not very many votes.
I mean, that's.
After that, you'll assign yourselves a first mate, a bosun, a boatswain, which is, I assume you would pick Alarias because it makes sense. He says with kind of like a bit of a chip on his shoulder on that one. A surgeon, and that is one who is going to be healing you, dealing with all that kind of thing like Linter over there. And a cook. Trust me, cooks are real important. Thank the gods we have Cronley. Some weeks, I swear. And he says, you could probably get away without a first mate. Quartermaster can cover those duties, Salvador does. But, if you can, have one. It's good to have someone on your side in that sense. But the captain and the quartermaster have voted for, that's pirate code.
Okay.
You don't break that.
Okay. Do we do that now or do we do that later?
Do that on the ship.
Admiral, do you have any do you happen to
I
have
am
a
loving this
spare?
admiral.
Do you happen to have a spare map that we could use, just so that we can navigate the seas without for now?
He goes. He says, "Follow me." He goes into his captain's quarters, and you see the map is there. Before, and he starts going over it in like this thick chalk. And he goes over it in this thick chalk and making like really dense lines on the map. And then he plants another parchment on it and starts rubbing it down. And then he flips it up and he says, "Right, there's your map."
Wouldn't that be backwards?
I don't know. Would it be backwards? Perhaps you want to suggest that to the captain.
We saw that later, I'm sure.
I'm sure we can navigate it.
If you look at the parchment underneath the candlelight, you can see the lines through the parchment.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right. But okay.
No offense or anything, but I can't be arsed to fill the whole thing out. Now we have to make this quick, because I gotta go get that scimitar. Now where is it? And don't tell me you don't know.
It's something north, west.
It's west of here.
It's northwest.
Northwest. Look for
Right,
black rocks.
okay, hold on a second here. You're all telling me different directions. What is it? North, northwest, west, which one?
Northwest.
Alright.
It's the north.
Say how far?
No.
There
Any
was
details?
from this rock, the rock that the ship was on.
Oi.
Apparently,
And-
red. There's when you get there, red light will show you how to get to the shore.
Oi, alright. Anything to watch out for?
There's
So-
the scimitars in 3 bits.
Did they say how many bits? Did they say?
No, you need to get you need to get crossbones out to get the scimitar, and crossbones is in 3 bits.
Alright.
The scimitar's in a tomb, guarded by. Yeah, he's being.
You see him. You see him sort of noting all this down in his like captain's log. So, like he's standing up, but he's like in quell and just writing it down.
Right, guarded. Crossbones is bones. Red light. Northwest.
And the
Got it.
scimitars is cursed.
Cursed, you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was Alarias found some notes.
Yeah,
Why
I'll
would
show
power-
him the letters. A powerful.
Why would an artifact be cursed?
Depends who it belonged to, I suppose.
That makes no sense.
Well,
You
Alarias
see
has a
him
note.
looking very confused.
Do you have the letters still, Alarias?
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I'll pass him over the letters and say that Crossbones went insane and killed all
starts-
his crew.
Looking through, and he's like,
I'll keep these.
Captain, I'd be very careful with this scimitar. Keep it away
Oi.
from Zoro in particular.
I've heard of curses all before.
Captain, there's no better man to wield that scimitar than me.
But you know.
It would send you insane.
Oi, Zoro, I'll be the judge of that.
and he's
Shame
looking
you're
through
not
his
captain
letters,
of our
and then
ship,
he puts
Zoro.
them down like on his desk and puts like a weight on them, and there's like,
I think I should probably read those later. Now, you should have your food. Those crew that have volunteered, which ain't too many, but don't let a man tell you any different. You can sail a man. You can sail a man. You can sail a ship with 5 or 6. That's all you need.
Do you have any recommendations of where we might pick up any crew members?
Oi, I'll tell you what.
and he starts stroking his gingery beard for a second, and you can see it's very sticky and stuff, and his fingers get kind of caught in places, and then he just kind of sticks his hands out and starts stroking again. And he's like,
Lovely.
Right, you can do what I was doing before. Different islands. Hope you can find some volunteers, possible hirelings. If you get hirelings, you'll have to pay them. If you find volunteers that will believe in you, that's cheaper. Now, Marical, north. free land, not owned by the fleet, not owned by anyone. Peaceful people most of the time. You might find a few would-be adventurers there, could be useful. Then there is another option, definitely cheap. Somewhere I plan to get some of my own crew. South. If you meet me south in Fleet Waters, month or two from now, about a month and a half from now, I will get you and myself some very, very volunteering kind of crew. And all I'll say about them is that it'll also be a wonderful spit in the face of the fleet itself.
Okay.
You doing a prison break?
Might be something like that.
And he's gonna, like, it's an obvious grin on his face when you say that, and then he goes,
But then, of course, that's your choice. If I don't see you at that time, I'll give you a couple days, maybe a week, just to be fair. If I don't see you, I'll go in alone. It's risky, very risky.
How? You said that you'd contact us if need be. How are we gonna do that?
Look for Salvador's Raven. It knows your faces now. I use it for messages most of the time.
Gruzeel give the Raven a cheeky grin. Kind of thing.
it winks at you.
It's weird.
Weird Raven.
Okay.
Maybe it's from Barovia.
Maybe, yeah.
Kill it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything, isn't it? There's nothing else.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah. We got
there's
the supplies.
Got
nothing that-
money.
How much? And we got some gold.
How much
also-
gold did we get?
We'll
yeah.
sort that out with the court when we figure out who the quartermaster is, I suppose.
I'll probably
Mhm.
So
swap
they're
all the
gonna have to
supplies.
keep because that's gonna be part of the supplies, isn't it?
Quartermaster splits shares.
But how much did we get from them? So we know. Obviously, that's going to go into the same one big pot.
So when you've all collected your things and you're kind of ready to move on, and Johnny's collected his small things, and Zoro's there standing on the other side of the deck. He goes, right, Salvador, and Salvador comes up and puts a sack of gold in each of your hands, and you feeling the weight of it, you reckon there's a couple hundred in there.
Each.
Should I
Been a
bother
bit kind to
adding
you.
mine?
This is shares from the whole ship. What I would have paid you if we made port for a good month.
So what? 200 do I put?
203. I'll put that in
203 gold.
each.
Add. Cool.
And Salvador's gonna go over to Alarias and say,
Salvador, not glad you go. Don't like boatswain responsibilities. But figured out better system.
and he just smiles with a husky grin.
Gonna miss you, Salvador. You've been a great help.
He
Sorry to leave you in the ship, but
puts out a hand for like a clasp.
yeah, I'll clasp his hand.
I'm gonna go over to Tim again. And I'm gonna say to him, Tim, when I meet you again, I want you to be able to match me drink for drink. And I'm gonna give him 100 of the gold. He gave me gold as well, right? The captain, or did he not?
No, he didn't give you gold.
Okay.
You're not
I'll give
leaving.
him. I'll give him all my gold then, which is 49.
All of your gold.
Yeah, Zoro's not gonna need it if he's staying on the ship.
Where he's going.
Yeah.
So I'll give him 49 gold. I'll give him the teddy bear,
You'll
And
give
I'll
him
give
the
him-
teddy bear.
and I'll give him my bounty poster as well.
Oh my
Tim?
God, signed.
Tim, Tim?
Yeah, I'll sign it. I'll sign it and then I'll give it to him.
This would be worth millions.
You can't.
Why can't
Sorry,
I sign it?
you gave your bounty poster to
No, I got
the
a new one.
No, no.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you give him the old one then?
I gave him the old one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is my
And Johnny suddenly goes, wait, mate, you said you were going to give me that back.
Just gonna look at him.
All right, I know when to back down. All right. Tim, if we could, just share that a little bit. I'm a collector, you see. It's just, never had one signed before either.
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on.
I'm sure Zoro has spares.
Yes, get your own.
I tell you what, I'll go up to Johnny and I'll give him the empty Tortle skull because I don't know why I've got it in my inventory.
He's going to hold it and he's going to be like,
This is
do I need to ask?
You should start collecting skulls. The skulls of your enemy. You can become known as Johnny.
Why would I do that? That's just creepy. As fuck, man.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
He's staring down at the skull and he's just like, why would I? And then he leans over to Tim and is just like, would you find it awfully offensive if I just did not keep this?
Johnny,
I will
if
take
you
that
don't-
off your hands.
Yep, go ahead.
You have some respect.
Floor skull, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is.
I didn't
Yeah,
even-
you have that. I'll have the bounty poster.
No.
That's not a very
I'll
good
hold on to both
negotiation,
of these.
Johnny, by the way.
Bloody hell.
You shouldn't just give your stuff away straight away.
Well, usually I'll just take my stuff straight away, so not really a haggler.
I'll have to teach you.
Yeah.
Oh,
there'll be
yeah.
none of that on our ship.
Great idea.
Charge.
Haggling. I like it. And then,
Is there anything else we need to do?
I don't think so.
Also, I'm stealing all the healing potions. So everything I bought, 5. So
when you go to take the healing potions, Linter
'cause I already
just
got
suddenly
them.
goes, what are you doing?
I mean, we need to share supplies.
Yes, but that's all of them.
Yeah, I thought I already had them. I will
Don't
take it
you think perhaps maybe just take a few? I won't tell the captain. Just take a few.
off. Okay.
3.
Thank you.
3. Take 3.
That's perfect. Thank
Great. Lovely. What's pop then?
you. The greater healing potion? No, just
No.
3. Oh, okay.
You didn't
I
specify
seen him
which
get
three. You
really
should take-
stern for a second. And you've never seen this face before. Not
For
the
an
greater,
old friend.
not the greater healing potion. No.
Okay, actually, you could do me one other favour.
Yes.
I mean, what about join our ship? We could have great fun. We don't have a healer.
I'm truly sorry, but I'm quite happy where I am. Bloodbeard is excellent captain, very scary to the enemy, and gentle enough with us. So, no.
Damn it. All right then. Good luck.
But that's what's his name? The Tortle fellow. He's healed you in the past. I've heard him help someone during battle before. Probably
Yeah.
knows a thing or two, and now you have your healing potions. You'll be fine. Just make sure you look for a doctor when you next go to any kind of place of recruitment. Want to make sure that's a professional.
Will do. Thank you.
Bye, Alarias. It's been a pleasure, and well, I hope you do well. Let us see each other again once in future,
We will.
but not in grave danger. I would rather be alive. I'm assuming you just head off.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and you go back to leaving as you planned on leaving. So basically, you've got Johnny Four Fingers with you, and then it's you four, and a deckhand, a singular deckhand comes up, and it's just like, "Hi. So, I didn't stand on the other side because, well, a lot of people stood on that side, and I didn't want to be the only bloke on the other side. But I'm quite new, and well, I'll do pretty much anything. Plus, I didn't really like the green-haired guy, and now that he's gonna be here,
Oh, I'm gonna like you a lot.
I'd rather be there. Ah, great. I'm already doing great. Good.
Welcome
Lovely.
aboard. What's your name?
My name is Beraldine.
Beryl.
Berry for short.
Barry.
Beryl.
Beryl. Barry. I'm Gruzeel.
Nice to meet you, Gruzeel. Although I'm pretty sure we've spoken before, but I'm really bad with names.
Yeah, me too.
What race is he?
He is a human. Dark-skinned, very sort of dark-skinned, brown hair. Very strong nose, strong jaw. Not
does Lars
overly
have a problem?
bulky, but
Dark-skinned people.
No.
Kethra's dark skin.
I think it's more like race. Instead of
Hey,
skin,
black
I
people is
think.
a race as well.
Yeah.
Not in D&D.
Not indeed.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
Isn't D&D wonderful?
indeed is
I'll
one.
accept him.
Cool.
Good man, Barry. Hope you're a strong deckhand.
The way he lifts up his bicep and it's like, been alright so far?
He does good work.
Is there
Right.
any other stuff we need to do?
I don't think there is. I think we've got.
I think that's it. Captain has told you everything that you need to know, and
So
you are
that's-
now on your own ship, and Captain will
So
shout
six
from
of
the
us?
other side. Hoist up the anchor! No, that's the wrong accent. Hoist up the anchor. See you in the future.
Maybe we should have a drink, Captain, to see them off.
You know what, Zoro? Maybe we should. And
It's like some after-school special.
yeah, it gets to it's sort of probably around like noonish time with everything sort of getting moved onto the other ship as well, and you preparing to set sail and everything, or you getting on the ship and them sailing off. They begin to sail off. Zoro, could you do a wisdom saving throw for me?
Oh,
Interesting.
What is happening with this character now?
we'll find out.
We'll find
Determine his
out.
fate.
I'm really curious.
Ah.
The teddy bear takes him over.
I've got the teddy bear now.
He's got the teddy
Got the
bear.
teddy
Maybe
bear.
it can't be too
Speaking
far away
of
from the teddy bear.
Tim, this teddy bear, there's a vibe from it.
I know there's a vibe.
You feel the vibe.
I know. I'm excited about the vibe.
Excited by the
Not
vibe?
ominous at all.
13.
13. Okay, good to know.
do I feel anything?
It's going to turn into a demon.
I think at this point, as that vessel has sailed away, I shall keep that information to myself.
I mean, technically, I'm still Zoro for 20 minutes.
Have you got a new character then?
I do, yeah.
Excellent.
I might
Okay. I'll leave this to your decision. Would you prefer me to say it out loud on here right now, or
Ooh.
message you privately?
All right, message me privately.
I'll message you. I'll do it after the
Okay,
session.
yeah.
The rest of you are currently weighed anchor in these waters. What would you like to do?
I
Call a
guess.
meeting.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
there's 6 of us now, isn't there? Right. So there's us 4.
Johnny.
and the other deckhand.
And Barry.
Yep.
I guess we should vote on the captain and
Roles.
quartermaster.
And the elk.
What?
And the elk's on board still.
Oh, yeah. Elk can vote as well.
Up to you if you want to include that in the vote.
The elk could be the tiebreaker.
Yes.
I'm going to enjoy rolling that one later.
We've got an even number of people, so
Yeah. Okay.
Fires.
I guess the first thing is to figure out who wants to be captain. So we know who's the options.
I'll pull my name out from the hat, as in I won't be included.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are going to do the there is an old hat that used to be Lenten Tunmouths. If you want to use that as the hat.
But then,
I mean, it depends on many names.
Yeah.
I'll put myself forward.
I don't think I'd want to be captain.
I think that's it then.
And
It's Kethra.
the deckhand kind of puts his head forward and is just like, look, I don't want to, I don't want to, say anything
We
about.
won't let you be captain.
No. I don't want to say anything about how anyone should, do a job or anything. But the last time I was involved in a vote for captain, nobody put their name in. It was just kind of everybody puts a vote in for someone else.
But then doesn't someone who doesn't want to be captain end up being captain and get everybody killed?
Well, quite frankly, you get the job based on whether you're the best person for the job. Captains are meant to be like scary and they're meant to be the pirate legend on the ship, So they're like the face of your crew. So
I vote Gruzeel.
Ah,
What he's taught me about business manner makes me think he'd be great at extorting others.
well, usually we put names in a hat, so it's anonymous.
Oh. Forget I said anything.
okay.
I mean, you guys got this boat, so if you want to do it verbally, I'm good with that. I'm just happy to be here, away from the green-haired guy.
I mean,
Oh.
it'd be quicker to do it verbally, I suppose. Or just,
There's only 6 of us.
yeah. I can't even bother to get the hat.
Okay, well,
And I don't have any touch.
Tim was fat. So are you all sort of standing in a circle or around like the captain's
Yeah,
quarters tables or
close
whatever?
enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
So-
I guess I vote for Kethra.
Yeah, I second that. I vote for Kethra as well. She's intimidating enough. She's experienced. I think it should be great.
Or I vote for Gruzeel.
Oh dear lord.
My vote for Gruzeel stands.
No offense, you're a very scary dragon, but she has a glare that could put anyone to stone. So I pick her. Kethra, right. Kethra.
I pick Alarias.
Terrible idea.
well, mate.
But it
Yeah,
gives me the majority.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
Well, the elk show has to vote.
No, that's only if it would happen with a tie, Gruzeel.
Oh, I see.
Are you commanding the elk to vote, or is it just?
I guess, yeah.
I'm curious. Is Gruzeel telling it to vote for a specific person, or is
No.
the Gruzeel?
The Gruzeel
Right.
wouldn't do that. Gruzeel would just ask for it to vote.
There's 6 of you, isn't there?
Yeah.
It walks up to Tim. Prongs. Puts the prongs forward.
Excellent choice, my friend.
I think that, I guess that makes Kethra our captain.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And next we have to vote a quartermaster. Obviously, can't be the captain, but yeah, just putting that forward.
What's the roles of a quartermaster?
So well, usually quartermaster is like the guy we go to when you're too scary to go to, and he's also the guy that like
Or she.
sorts out a bunch of things about like navigation, how we get to places based on charts and maps and stuff. Also, the boatswain reports to him, the doctor reports to him. The way the hierarchy works, but captain, you get to choose your own first mate. So it's captain, first mate, quartermaster, and the quartermaster kind of has the underlings. Surgeon, cook, and boatswain all report to the quartermaster, and quartermaster reports to the captain.
Let's see.
But yeah, main thing for a quartermaster is navigation. Like finding where we're going based on maps, charts, stars, that lot.
Who's good at navigation?
I'm really glad Zoro isn't on board.
Yeah.
To be fair, that could be a shared role between the captain and the quartermaster, since we're
Yeah, of course. I'm
crucial now.
just telling you what happens on other ships. This is your, you guys got this. So you want to just throw up the current hierarchy, do what you like.
It's a slimy one.
It's like Gruzeel.
Oh,
For quartermaster.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Gruzeel.
trust him.
Yeah.
Well, as he got voted nearly the most for the captain, I might as well join in. Gruzeel, yeah.
oh. Okay. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Gruzeel.
Thank you,
There you go.
everybody.
What does the elk choose?
Oh yeah.
Just make it choose you.
Start eating the map.
It goes up to Tim again and puts its prongs forward. Roll the
Yes.
exact same number.
Yes.
Well, there you
got
go.
food on you, Tim.
Apparently, this stag really likes you.
Oh, jeez.
Well, there you go. I guess the only other. Well, then we got to figure
Oh,
out
well,
everybody else, I suppose.
After this, we're supposed to kind of just leave you alone and you sort out our roles, I guess.
I think since we're such an early crew, I think it's only fair that we all decide together.
I mean,
Great.
I guess
Great.
it makes sense for Alarias to be the botswain still.
Yeah.
Yes.
of course.
May I impose and put myself forward for the role of doctor?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. I
You-
believe I have much to learn.
As
You
she
are a
has-
cleric by trade.
You're a healer?
Yes.
Makes sense to me.
Great.
Johnny,
as-
would you do me the favor of being my assistant?
Ah,
Oh,
Perhaps
yeah,
we
but-
can get those fingers grown back. Ha ha.
now I'm a. And he looks down at his hands for a second, and he kind of looks a little bit sorrowful for a moment. He's a bit like, I think I've had a few bad experiences with doctoring. I tried to sew my own finger back on, to be honest, and
So you have experience. It's
no,
settled.
I
I mean,
really don't.
Shall we
How
vote?
about rigging, or how about put me on the guns?
Shall
I'll
we
be great on
vote?
the guns. Come on,
I mean,
please,
to be,
please don't put me with him in. Please don't put me as a doctor's assistant.
Well,
I mean,
John,
we're a
think
bit,
it's
we're
just-
stretched thin.
Hell,
pretty
I'll do
bad.
the dunny.
Yeah, he's doing
You're
the
already doing the dunny. Don't get
Oh,
smart.
I mean,
Well, if I'm going to be the scrub, I can't scrub
I mean,
and doctor. That's unhygienic.
are
Johnny, I
either of
think
you
what's-
two good at cooking? Out of interest.
Mostly just steal my food. And the other one goes, well, I've seen Crudley cook a few times. He showed me a couple of his dishes.
That'll do
I
for
think
now.
the first order of business is
I
to
can
get our
start
actual-
a fire and cook meat on it.
I
That'll
think
be
the first
good.
order of business is going to be get an actual cook in, but for now we can just rotate between us.
Fine.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't exactly have and he pats himself down, and he's not really wearing much, and he's literally just like, don't exactly have my repertoire listed down anywhere, so guess I could just help out where needed, really.
Well, I think there'll be a lot of roles where, for now, we'll just double up on. Johnny, I would agree. You're probably best for Master Gunner for now.
All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. I got that. And as Master Gunner, while we are not fighting, I can take the crow's nest. Got a good eye. And he starts twitching his eye at you. It's a good eye.
You got some dirt in your eye, or
What? No, it's a good eye. Got a good eye.
Only that
trying
one.
to
What
win.
about the
Down
other
to the
one?
We're
Maybe
picking
so.
out shiny things.
you should splash some things in your face, Johnny.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
But very well. That works for me. I'll probably also, when I'm not on the helm, assist in the crow's nest.
I guess we need a name for the ship.
It's not called the Bone Crusher,
I mean-
Bone Breaker. What was it?
It is in the log. It's classified as the Bone Breaker.
Yeah, I'm happy to keep as that. We need a whole redesign if we want a new name.
I mean,
It's
obviously, you know that name's attached to
Crossbones.
the legend of Crenulus Crossbones, and they
You
say
have
he was
a woman.
cursed, so that could
What do
work
you
for us
imagine?
actually.
Intimidate.
There's two folds to it, isn't there? There's we were gifted to the ship by Lenton, and the original ship is the Bonebreaker, and there is an aspect of making it something out of our own, but also people are going to see the ship and think of it as that name for quite a while, yeah, aren't they?
Barry suddenly holds his hands up and he's like, you know what? I understand that this is very lovely and everything, but I've just realised, you know, it's probably best this decision is made amongst the officers of the crew. I wouldn't want to impose. You know what I mean? So I'll.
Barry, you could be one of the officers. You could be the master rigger, or.
Oh shucks, that's lovely. Okay. Never had a promotion before.
I mean, there's no one else to choose from, so.
As an original member of this crew, I think it's only fair that we all are officers. At least for now, at least you understand.
Great. I'll take it. Master Rigger, at your service, Captain.
Nice.
A name.
Well, if we're part of, like, Bloodbeard's fleet, I mean, he named his ship after a weapon. I wonder if we should follow suit. Like, if he's called a cutlass, considering what...
Bloodbone boomerang!
Well, I was thinking, considering what's brought us here, where we're gonna go, we could call it the scimitar.
Well, we need to crew up first before we even look at going to the scimitar.
No,
Going.
call the ship the scimitar.
In its current form, I like the name of a bone in there somewhere.
Yeah, just because it's the white and the bone.
What
The
bone
thick
cutter?
How about Bone Blade?
Ooh.
I like that.
All in favour?
That's Barry's one introductory point. Barry is surprisingly involved.
All in favour of Bone Blade?
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
Gruzeel put his hand up.
Aye.
Aye, Captain. Oh, right.
Aye.
Vote. Aye.
Settled then. Good job, Barry. We are officially the Bone Blade.
Boneblade boys!
BB.
I mean, our captain's not... okay. Bit sexist.
What?
I mean, we can't be called the Boneblade Boys when our captain isn't really a boy, and it might give the wrong impression. And people...
Well, if it was a boy, then maybe that would work.
The Boneblade bumblers!
Oh, Jesus. That's
I think that's worse.
It was supposed to be threatening here, Tim.
What's
You know,
wrong?
if we're coming at you with a bone bomblers, Jesus.
Deary me. Well, so I guess then the choice is either to go north or south from all crew.
Well, Bloodbeard said a month and a half. I don't think it would take that long to get there, but
Are you guys looking at the map deciding this?
We'll have to, yeah.
Yeah.
While we move on to this conversation, yeah, we'll have to like put it down and go right. How long's it gonna take from here to here?
So generally, this stuff would be done in like the captain's quarters around the table.
We'll
that's
do it in
what
the
we-
captain's quarters.
I thought that's
Oh, sorry, you already were at that.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So as you sort of look around, Quartermaster, make your survival check.
Right.
Can I do it with him?
You can assist him. So I'd say in this scenario, yeah, roll with advantage, Gruzeel.
Cool. Wow. 18 and a 19. 23.
23. It's going to take you about a month to get down there.
Down.
Yeah, down south
Due
into
south.
the Fleet waters. It's going to take you a month.
And he wants us there in a month and a half. How long
What's
is
the
it gonna
closest place?
How long is it gonna take to go north? To the north
North.
place that he was saying.
Hold on, let me
Where's the closest place?
let me bring up that wonderful world map, shall I?
So I'm thinking, can we go north and go down south in the time span that we've got? Or
Right,
is it
you are
literally one or
here.
the other?
Is there
Basically,
anything
at the
to
ghost
stop
ship.
us going for the
We're not
going for
moved
the
yet.
scimitar?
oh, we can't see it.
No, there's nothing stopping you. They've
We're not-
gone in
we're
that direction, but if
we're
you want to
not
go that
changing
way, you
it.
can.
You haven't changed
I
the
think-
thing.
I think Tim would definitely bring that up.
Yeah, I
was it
don't know
not?
why just him is going for it. Surely.
Oh, there we go.
No, you guys
Hey.
can go for it if you want to. It's your decision.
Not necessarily betraying Bloodbeard, but not ruling it out either.
I mean,
I
a
know.
prison break would be pretty sweet.
So
That is
essentially,
true, I don't want to be with him for that.
Where are we? Oh.
essentially, you are here. This journey will take you, about 2 and a bit weeks.
That's too long. We won't make both of those.
Well, he's got to go to.
This journey,
He's got to go get the scimitar first.
But he said he's going to be there down south in a month and a half.
Yeah, but we don't know how. It's going to take him best part of a week to get to the scimitar first.
You didn't say how far away the island was. He's made an assumption.
I think if we go north first, go get some crew, because then once we've got a bunch of crew, A, we're better in the prison break, and B, we can actually sail faster if we really tried.
I'm just going to say this now. So this, from here, will take you a month. So not only will you have the 2 weeks up here, you will then have
About a month and a half down.
a month
down.
and a half down. And on top of that, it will be a little bit more, because you will have to make... it will be a month and a half to go back down to sort of the edge of the Fleet Waters, which is where he said to meet him.
He
And
said he'd
Alarias will know to avoid the centre circle.
I mean, that shouldn't be too difficult to avoid that. But
No, you should be all right. If you, I'm saying it more if like you decide to make a port. Like,
I see.
where's my?
I mean, it
where's
is
my-
a pretty much straight line as well. That's a long way to go, a month and a half without stopping anywhere. We're going to have to make sure we're seriously stocked.
Yeah, you are only stocked for
2 months, he said.
a month.
about 2 months,
Month and a half.
month and a bit, 2 months.
Yeah, he said.
I
I
think
think
we
he said
should
2
get
months for
out
every
to-
staff.
If you go on
person we got.
half rations, like scrape by, it will be 2-3 months.
I think no matter what though, if we've got to have more people, because like
Yeah.
if we go south, is there more people?
We
Is there another
we'd only
place
get
we could
we'd only
stop
get more
south?
people after the prison break.
You would
before.
get more people from the prison break. Is basically
Yeah.
or
But
from the plan that Bloodbeard has, and it's risky, but you will get a full crew from it.
But there's
You
no.
don't need a crew for it.
Also, they're expensive in the north.
Yeah, you
We're
might
gonna
have to.
pay them.
There,
But
there,
we've got
there
transport.
are advantages and risks to both.
Is it worth going to Bosti before again? 'Cause that's where we were before, wasn't it?
Could do. Could go to Bosti. Bosti is now the thing with Bosti is it is probably similar-ish. It's probably a little over
3 weeks.
sort of 3-ish weeks journey, and then you will have to go around the centre circle to get to the sea.
No, we can't do that.
Oh, you said it was 2.5 north.
Yes, so it's 2.5 north, and this is to get on the edge of Maracao. So it's probably 3 weeks to Bosti.
Because we've got to stop somewhere and get more resources.
That's
Either
something,
be either be people or food. We've got to stop
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So we
There
might
is
as well
this
go-
marked island here, but you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely there's places on the way down south anyway.
Doesn't seem to be a lot, but at least not discovered any, or at least not on this map.
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah.
blank map, pretty much. These
Maps.
guys.
We'd be running on a massive risk. I do think that we should probably stop
We
somewhere.
also
whether
have
it's
Witch's
north
Way
or
nearby.
Yeah.
If you want to get stuff.
That sounds nice.
I think either going north or
Which way was the
The merchants, right?
yeah, the
Merchant
merchants, yeah, the
The,
goblin
the,
lady.
the gnome and the
Yeah.
and the goblin.
Would they have supplies?
They're gonna be stocked up though, because we
not
just
the supplies we
Well,
need.
time didn't work the same way in there, did
Yeah,
it?
but that's not. Yeah, but they're not going to have those kind
I
of
don't think
supplies.
there was supplies. No.
I don't know. It depends.
You know.
You didn't ask. You didn't ask about food supplies.
Yeah, they don't strike me as the. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think either going north to Meridine, or whatever that says, or right to Bosty is going to be probably our options. I don't think going straight for the prison break's a good idea with what we have.
Is everyone else opposed to going with Bloodbeard and doing this skeleton cutlass quest?
Oh, the prison break?
No.
To get the
Go
get
get
the
the
scimitar.
We could do.
Because I'd quite like to accompany him, get ourselves some, stay close to him, get ourselves some experience, leech off their supplies a bit longer, maybe steal the scimitar right from under him.
I don't think Bloodbeard's going to give us any more supplies.
No.
Not necessarily, but
I'm going to ask this now. Is this a decision you want to take time of possibly
it might be worth
OC week to decide on?
Probably. I think we're going to have to make this decision OC because I don't think we're going to make it now.
Okay, yeah. So how about we end the session there?
Yeah.
Next time on Pirate Adventures, what the hell will the players do? Will they go north, south, west, east? Whatever the fuck direction they want to go. And what has happened to Zoro?
Well, we need to go somewhere where Zoro's Hass's new character can be picked up.
I'm sure that will be worked in.
stranded.
He could be on a ship, like a little rowboat.
There's a lot of ways, trust me.
He could just randomly pop out of thin air. There's always ways. There's always ways
Hey,
to introduce
man.
a character.
If someone can pop out of thin air, you know anything's possible.
Yeah. Alright then, I'll stop it there.